Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. It's time for your TNA Event Center Wrestling Report. And now here's the man to give you that report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another episode of Lima Shenanigans in 1977, episode 1,505 episodes. Thank you for tuning in. We just got done another episode of the Rant and Rave podcast. Check it out on the Brandon Martin channel. If you haven't checked it out already, I do appreciate you all tuning in and subscribing to our show. And I'm very, very happy about how it's turned out. And we always have a lot of fun. Also, I want to welcome a new subscriber to my channel, none other than William Braun, a.k.a. William the Conqueror. He has joined me in my world of fun and positive, happy shenanigans. That is my channel. William, welcome. This is the official welcome to the show. I know I gave you a shout-out about it on the Rant and Rave podcast, but I want to make it official on my channel. Welcome, William Braun. You're a good guy. Enjoy the channel. Got any questions or any comments you want to make, please feel free to do so. So we're going to talk about what happened on TNA tonight. And I got to tell you, the road to Slammiversary is a big, big one. And Gia Miller interviewed in the ring Jordan Grace, the TNA Knockouts champion. Now, is the crossover with NXT over yet? We don't know. Right now, it's at a standstill. Because Jordan Grace says that she has to address, and she talked to Santino Marella, she said, and the contract has been signed, it's been official, that the TNA Knockouts title will be on the line as Jordan Grace defends it against Ash by Elegance. George Iceman comes out to interrupt Jordan Grace and introduce Ash by Elegance. She comes out. I think security was trying to stop Jordan Grace, but then Jordan Grace decided to throw out security for Ash by Elegance. And tensions are running very, very high. And it was to the point where Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards came out in a one-on-one matchup, as Masha Slamovich went from representing Russia. It's an international flavor type match, because Masha Slamovich representing Russia goes against one-on-one from England, Zaya Brookside, and she is a second-generation wrestler, the daughter of Robbie Brookside, who's right now a WWE coach at the PC. And as Zaya Brookside walks towards the ring, Jordan Grace looks at her and says, "Go get him." So, and even though Alicia Edwards got involved in the matchup a couple of times, but in the end, Masha Slamovich ended up winning the matchup. And remember, a reminder: Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards are the current TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions. First class greeted Woo Kid, and they were all dressed PCO, and then Woo Kid presents AJ Francis with a new belt. It's called the International Heavyweight Championship, and I don't know if it will be defended or what, or treated like it was the FTW. I know that title is not the title is not recognized by TNA, but the digital media title is. Maybe they would change that. We shall see. And Jody Threat and was talking with Danny Luna on Spitfire, both of them members of Spitfire, talking about how, they could get a shot at tag team titles. But Lars Fredrickson wants them to stay sharp and to keep their where it's about them. Don't rest on their laurels. He said, "Here comes the final test. You two face each other one-on-one." Looks like Lars Fredrickson knows how to be a wrestling manager. And I'll tell you what, it'll be a lot of fun to see what Fredrickson is going to do. He may end up being one of the best current managers in wrestling right now. Who knows? Excuse me. We'll see what happens. And he actually tells them to double down. Don't put your foot off the gas. So Campaign Singh introduces Mustafa Ali, and Mustafa Ali addresses his hometown crowd, so to speak. But after what he said about him, they don't know who. He wants to find out who was doing it. He said, "Who do you want me to face?" And some certain fans at ringside said Speedball Mike Bailey. And he goes, "I don't want to face Speedball Mike Bailey. I've beaten him so time." They kept on chanting it. He said, "You know what? I try to be nice, but I've had enough." And he demanded some fans to be kicked out. Kicked out for whatever reason, I don't know. They didn't do anything wrong. They were just, expressing themselves. And then it got to the point where one of the fans, I don't know if it was a plan or not, one of the fans threw a drink at him, and then Mustafa Ali went all out run our test on this poor fan until Speedball Mike Bailey came out, and then Mustafa Ali goes, "No, I'll issue a challenge, fine. Slammiversary in Montreal, you and me for the X Division title." And as Trent Sen was aiding Mike Bailey just in case. Mike Bailey was holding the title. He said, "You know what? Fine. Use your title. I'll take it from you at Slammiversary in my hometown in Montreal." So, and Bailey did address Mustafa Ali afterwards, and was kind of looking forward to the battle. Now, triple threat tag team matchup: ABC versus the Rascals versus a team of Jake Sutton and Cody Deaner. They were once known as the Deaners at one point. Each of them had something to say before the matchup, and then and ABC ended up winning the matchup, and keeping them one step closer to become tag team champions again of TNA. Meanwhile, the system addresses the Hardys, and then being the most dominant faction ever, and the belts show for it. And the belts have shown for that. And and then Sami Callihan and Steve Macklin talking about facing each other for a Slammiversary. So they had their matchup, the Slammiversary qualifying matchup. And Steve Macklin ended up winning the matchup to advance in the six-pack elimination challenge. Also fell by Josh Alexander and Moose. So half the field is complete. Though we did another matchup tonight. And then Kushida went one-on-one with Alan Angels, and Kushida ended up picking the victory. And then Jonathan Gresham attacked him and then tried to open up his mouth and try to spit some ink inside it. But instead, security came to stop him and ended up walking away in that matchup. And then the Hardys addressed the system. The Hardys addressed the system, saying that they vowed to take away the titles. And I think they'll be challenging them for the tag team titles instead, since Jeff Hardy is back in TNA as match partner. We shall see. And then Nick Nemeth addresses Rich Swann as they get ready for their matchup. Slammiversary qualifier. Nick Nemeth versus Rich Swann. Heck of a matchup. And Nick Nemeth ends up winning the matchup to qualify, joining Moose, Josh Alexander, and Steve Macklin. So there's 2 more spots left. Who's going to fill those 2 spots? We shall find out next week. Well, again, we want to send our condolences and prayers to the family and friends and fans of Sika and Hawaii, who was the father of Roman Reigns. Sika was once known as one half of the tag team champions with his brother Alpha. And so my condolences and prayers once again for the passing of a legendary Hall of Famer. And that's why I'm going to do this one more time. We acknowledge Solo Sikoa as the High Chief of the Samoan Wrestling Bloodline. This was an honor for him tonight. So, it's for you, Sika, wherever you are. So that's all the time we have on the show. And tomorrow is the game on strategy, luck, knowledge, and daring. Bullseye. can't wait and looking forward to that. So, it'll be very interesting day tomorrow. My parents are back from the camping trip up in Maine. They had a good time. And, you know, even though they apologized to me for what's been happening this week, I said, you know what? Everything's good. Everything's okay. I can relax and breathe. You guys are home. Let's get going on this, okay? So, that's all the time we have on the show. Thank you for tuning in. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, can you please take us home?
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, doing for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.